be an easy decision. And I don't know if a lot of you folks know, but until 1996, we didn't have a functioning correctional facility in the heart of downtown on Brunswick Street. I've listened to all the presentations from the residents, from the applicants, and I want to thank you for your engagement. I've received both letters of support for the facility and against the facility. And those letters and comments seem to have a couple of common themes. The first one being safety. The fact that I will no longer feel safe in my home with a correctional facility in the vicinity. And it has been reported that there were a total of 5 folks escaped the facility, which 3 were caught almost immediately. But my take on this is that this will be an updated modern facility with state-of-the-art security. There'll be double fencing with razor wire, internal prisoner exchange, lights and cameras to say the least. It'll be surrounded by trees. And there'll be more police officials in this part of the city than any given part of the city at any given time. Property values was another issue that came forward, and I did a lot of research on this, and I was advised by the real estate board that there are 3 things that impact property values for the next 5 years, 3 to 5 years, sorry. Interest rates, inflation, and the residual buying from the pandemic. People coming to Fredericton paid as much as $100,000 over asking. An article in the Daily Gleaner on Thursday, January 12th, said that New Brunswick home sales are expected to drop 16.1%, with an 11.3% reduction in average prices this year alone. I spoke to a home inspector who's now only doing 1 inspection per week. This time last year, he was flat out 7 days a week, 2 a day, and had 2 additional employees, both flat out doing inspections. It will take 3 to 5 years to counter the COVID buying and get interest rates and inflation under control. By that time, the correctional facility will be well established and quite frankly a non-issue. I spoke with a gentleman from Fredericton.
That is not allowed. You can stay here and you can listen, but you cannot be disrespectful.
I spoke with a gentleman from Fredericton who was incarcerated in St. John. He was guilty of repeated DUIs. He was able to get incarceration on the weekends because he had a job for the week. He had to get someone to take him and pick him up every weekend as he headed to St. John, and he had to get someone to pick him up in St. John and bring him home. He told me that he felt so very alone being so far away from his wife and child. He also told me that one time he was driving down and the car he was in broke down. And then they just got going again. Someone else came to pick them up and they encountered road construction. And he was in fear that he was not going to get the jail time. In fact, he was late, but they ended up just keeping him later on the other end. He was so grateful that that happened. But one of his other concerns was the facility itself. There was no wing whatsoever for folks with drug addictions. So when the inmates with drug addictions were in the yard, the rest of the group had to be locked up. A new facility will eliminate this issue. This facility will bring good jobs into our city. The spin-offs for our local economy will be positive, and we will ensure that incarcerated individuals are provided with the absolute best environment for rehabilitation and to ensure a positive outcome. And for this reason, I'm supporting the zoning request.
Thank you, Councillor Pike. Everyone who's in the gallery, we are very happy that you are here to engage in this process, but please be respectful of everyone who speaks. We don't all agree. You see us sitting around a table around here, we don't all agree, but we are respectful of each other, and I ask the same of you. Please. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak?